Hello, my friends. So, long time no see once again, but yeah, it has been a incredibly busy time. But yeah, here I am, and I'm here because I got nominated by my dear friend Corey, a Portland pipe smoker. So thank you, Corey. Even though we joke around about this VR nominations, I really do appreciate it, and it's an honor to be nominated by you. Yeah, and since I've been so busy, being nominated to do VR is actually a great way to actually have an excuse to make a video. So here it is, and this is a topic that I was planning to cover anyway at some point. So the challenge is, I don't know if I got this right, and I have no idea who to credit for this challenge, but it's first pipe, first tobacco. And I will also cover why do I smoke a pipe. And let's start with that. Like the case is for so many of us, it has mostly to do with an older relative, your father or grandfather, uncle, something like that. And for me, it was my paternal grandfather. He was a big time pipe smoker, and even though he died when I had just turned 7, I remember the smell in his house. So I really liked visiting him, and he lived in a part of Sweden that was different than the place where I grew up. We moved after he passed. We actually moved to the place where he lived, but yeah, but the smell was just so great. And you know, back then in the 80s, he would have one of us children in the lap smoking a pipe, and it wasn't considered strange. Yeah, probably good that we moved on from that, but yeah, I still miss that mentality at least sometimes. There's probably not too much harm in exposing a child to smoke once a year or something, you know. But let's not talk about that. So yeah, so I learned to appreciate the smell of nice tobacco. He almost exclusively smoked this. I've talked about it before, and it's a nice tobacco. It's the most well-known Swedish OTC blend, Virginia Burley, some Oriental, I believe. And it gives a really nice room note. Okay, so he passed away, time went on. I moved to the town of Arvika, which is not very far away from where my grandfather lived when he was alive. I went there to do, what do you say, high school, probably. So I was 16 when I moved there on my own. And since I was in a music class with mostly pop rock musicians, they all smoked. And since I did not live with my parents, I lived by myself, I thought, yeah, I like the smell of smoke, so maybe I'll smoke sometimes. So we smoked mostly cigarettes for a while, and I didn't even know that you were supposed to inhale, which was good. But then it was probably in the year of 96, the end of 96, one of my friends asked me if I wanted to go to a nearby town with him, visit a friend, party. He had managed to get some moonshine, so we were excited to go and party. And then he suggested, why don't we bring my pipe, because I have one, and buy some cherry tobacco to smoke. And I said to him, surely there's no such thing as cherry tobacco, that's ridiculous. But he said, no, there is, and it's actually been made here in town of Arvika. And he was right. I mean, I had noticed the wonderful smells that came from the factory of Borkum Riff, because that's the place where Borkum Riff was made. That was the factory where it was made. So he got a pouch. We were not of legal age, but he managed to get a pouch, and we went to this nearby town to party. We managed to get into a pub, and of course we were thrown out soon after. But it was okay, because we went to the home of this friend's friend, and we packed the pipe with the cherry tobacco, Borkum cherry, and we smoked it, and it was just horrible. We didn't manage to keep it lit, and it was just a disaster. Why didn't we buy cigarettes instead? But yeah, we had a great time. And one day I was walking the main street of Arvika, and I saw the window of the tobacconist, and I saw a tin. I saw a beautiful pipe and a tin of tobacco that I had seen at my grandfather's place. I believe I still had an empty tin of it, and it was Orlik golden sliced. I think my grandfather must have picked it up when he was traveling or something. He wasn't seen smoking that regularly. But I decided there and then, even though I was only 17, that I'm going to smoke a pipe, and I'm going to buy that tobacco and a pipe. So I did, and the tobacconist in Arvika at the time was really good. It was an old man and his wife, and the man looked as if he was over 100 years old. He had a hunchback, and his fingers were pointing in all directions. But of course, he probably wasn't that old. He was nice, and he helped me. Didn't mind that he didn't bother checking my ID or something like that. And he helped me, but he also made it clear that don't think you're cool because you want to smoke a pipe. So the very first pipe I got, I don't have any longer. I gave it to my older brother, and he still has it. It was a French pipe with a swirly stem. Yeah, and it worked for me. I got hooked immediately. So soon thereafter, I decided I'm going to get another pipe. And they had a decent pipe collection, mostly Ratos and Stanwell. So he suggested that I should get Ratos because it's such a well-known brand in Sweden. Even non-pipe smokers sometimes know the brand of Ratos. Back then they had a conical chamber, and that really helped me to improve my smoking technique. And this is a Ratos, an old one. This is not the one that I bought. I still have it. The reason I don't smoke it at the moment is I am refurbishing it, and I want to finish it before I smoke it. So it's the stumble is clean, and it's I scraped the bowl and cleaned everything, but the stem still needs some attention. It's a small, slender billiard, and I really like it. I like it a lot. It's still probably, I would say, my favorite pipe. It smokes the flakes and everything just great. I smoke Virginia and Burleys in it. So this pipe served me really well. So soon thereafter I decided, no, I'm going to get a really nice pipe. So I decided to get a Stanwell. This is also being refurbished at the moment. It's clean, stumble is clean, but I need to take care of the bit. The oil soap bled away some of the stain, but that's okay. I can restain it if I feel like I will practice on some other pipe first. And I'm not smoking Orlik Golden Sliced now, which was the first tobacco, at least that I bought for myself, because I don't have any, and you can't get it in Sweden anymore. But another tobacco that I had seen my grandfather smoke was this. And this is the blend I'm smoking now. Of course, back then the tin looked like this, and this is an unopened tin. It's the last one I have. And this might be due to nostalgia only, but I think it was a better blend when it was in these tins. Not because of the tin, of course, even though I like the tin much more. But yeah, I believe the blend that I was smoking back then was produced in UK, and who knows if it might be the same blend altogether. But yeah, I found the original flake to be more savory. This is I mean, it's still a great blend, but it's much sweeter, I think. Or maybe my palate has developed. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, I still enjoy this blend quite a bit. And especially in a conical bowl. So I smoked a lot of Capstan. And of course, since I lived in Arvika, I had to smoke Borkum Riff. And I like this one. There's nothing wrong with this. I don't smoke it often, but yeah, this is all right. Of course, the old guys in town, they complain that back in the day, that this was before my time, when they had to stop using coumarin as a flavoring agent. The flavor wasn't the same anymore, and many of the older guys stopped smoking. Yeah, and of course I had to smoke a lot of Hamilton. At the time this was too strong for me. I usually packed a bowl of Capstan or something else and just took a wad of Hamilton and placed on top of the other blend, and that worked fine for me. Other blends that I enjoyed, this Raspberry Virginia #1. I remember once at a party in a pub when we were about to graduate, I smoked almost an entire pouch of this in one evening. Crazy. Other blends and I forgot to tell you that the guy in the pipe shop, when I bought the Stanwell, he considered me a loyal customer and he wanted to encourage me, so he gave me a very nice book about pipe smoking and pipes and tobaccos that I still have. So yeah, he was a great guy. Other blends that I smoked was some Larsen aromatics, other McBaron blends. I believe I tried some Petersons, things like that. But the ones that always stayed with me from that era is Capstan and McBaron Virginia #1, and the Borkum, of course. yeah, so that's my story. Thank you again, Corey, for nominating me. And even though I'm probably I'm so late, everyone has stopped doing this challenge now. But yeah, this is it, and I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you guys are well, and I promise I won't be doing only VRs. But yeah, we'll see. See you again, and take care. Bye.